Hi loves, welcome back to another video, and on this video we'll be drafting and sewing this back sweet line dress. So if you're interested, please keep watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let's get right into the video. The idea of the whole back waistline thing is that the waistline is just going to come in V shape instead of the regular straight line. So it comes in different size, shapes and forms as you can see on your screen, and that's what I'll be showing you how to draft on this video. First, I'll be working with this crepe fabric. It's very stretchy and that's what I'll be using to draft pattern. You can use any fabric of your choice. And I have my zip, my ruler and my marker. So on my pattern paper, I'll first of all draft the front bodice, and to draft the front bodice, I'll be drawing a straight line to indicate my starting point, and on that starting point I'll be placing my tape, and from that point I'll be marking my chest line, which is at 7.5, my bust point, my under bust point, my waist point, my hip point, and from that hip point coming down with about 6 inches because that's where I want the waistline to stop. So I'm going to quickly draw a straight line across those points and I will be labeling those points. So I have my shoulder line, my chest line, my bust point, my under bust, waistline, hip point and the full length. So after doing that, I'm going to be marking out my armhole, and to mark out my armhole, I went ahead to place my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on the shoulder line and on the chest line. I have a straight line. I'm also going to be marking out the neck of this dress. On the shoulder line, I went ahead to come in by 4 inches, and on the armhole line, I went down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope. And after the shoulder slope, the next thing I'll be doing is to find the midpoint on that armhole line, and on that midpoint, I will be going in by half an inch, and I'll be drawing a curved line coming from the shoulder slope, the midpoint and the chest line, and that is my armhole for the dress. The next thing I'll be doing is to draft my dart, and to do that, on the bust point I'll be placing my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 on my waist point, and also on the hip point I'll be coming up by 3 inches, and on that point I'll also be placing my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. After doing that, I'm going to be joining those points with a straight line. On the waist, I'm going to be coming out on both sides by 1 inch, and I'll be drawing a slant line from the waist to the bust point and also from the waist to this point. Okay, after doing that, the next thing I'll be doing is to place my round measurements, and on the bust point I'll be placing my bust round divided by 4, and I'll be adding about half inch sewing allowance. I'm adding half inch because the fabric I'm using is a little bit stretchy, so it doesn't need all that allowance. On the waist, I'll be putting my waist round divided by 4, half inch sewing allowance, and replacing my dart. I'll also be placing my hip measurement divided by 4 on the hip point and adding my half inch sewing allowance. And after doing that, I'll be joining those points, and this is what I have. The next thing I'll be doing is to draw the V waistline, and to do that, I'm just going to draw a slant line coming from the hip to the full length of this dress like so. After doing that, this is what I have. Next, I'll be working on the neckline of my choice. Any neckline you want to use, you can play around with the neckline. Because I'll be using this same pattern to trace out my back pattern, I'm going to just come down by 1 inch. I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and I will be making a curve from that point to the shoulder like so. And then for the neckline of the front piece, it can be a V neckline, it can be a U neckline, it can be a round neckline. Just play around with it. If I wanted it to be a V neckline, I would just draw a V line like so, but I want mine to be a U neckline, so I'm just going to come down by 4 inches, and I will be making a curve from the shoulder to that point like so. If you still want it to be squared, you can make it squared. Just play around with it. I'm going to cut out the front pattern, and yeah. And while cutting the front pattern, I went ahead to cut out the back neckline first because I'll be using these pieces to draft the back as well. So after cutting it out, this is what I have. I went ahead to place it on a new pattern pieces, and I'll be marking out my zipper allowance all the way down. I marked out about 1 inch zipper allowance, and I'll be joining it with a straight line all the way down. And after doing that, the next thing I'll be doing is to adjust the waist point because I don't want it to have any bulge at the back. And on that point, I'll be going in by half an inch and making a slant line from that point into the original line that I drew, and that is going to serve as the new zipper allowance, and I'll be cutting it out. So that's the difference, basically the difference between the front and the back piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm also going to trace out the that of the front pattern to the back pattern, and after doing that I went ahead to cut out the neckline of the front, which is this one. This is what I have for both the front and the back piece. I'm going to go ahead and cut this on my fabric, and while cutting it on my fabric I'll be cutting the front pattern on a fold, and I'll be cutting two pieces of the back pattern. After cutting it out, this is what I have. I have two pieces for the back and one piece for the front. I'm going to go ahead and cut the facing for this dress, and to do that I just placed my pieces under the main pattern, and I went ahead to cut it out like so. Just a small pieces of about 2 inches to use and turn the neck so the neck is not looking roughed up. Okay, I went ahead to make a curve at the edges like so, and I will be repeating the same thing for the front pieces. Remember to cut your front pieces in a fold. So I just folded the pieces of the fabric under the main one, and I'll just trace out the neck like so, and then curve out excesses. So that's all for the facing. Now we are going to go right into the sewing part. For the sewing, I will place my facing on the neckline, front side facing each other, and I'll be taking it to my machine and I'll be stitching about 1/2 inch across like so. And after doing that, this is what I have. I'm going to go ahead and notch my curves so that it's sitting nicely when I flip it over. After turning the facing, the next thing I'm going to do is to place my pattern paper and trace out the dart on the main fabric. And after doing that, this is what I have. I went ahead to mark out my zipper allowance, and I'll be placing my zipper at that point like so. And after fixing my zipper, this is what I have. And on the front piece, I went ahead to turn the neck with the facing and take out my dart as well. I cut out these pieces, which is about 60 inches long and 12 inches wide, and I will be hemming one edge of the pieces and I will be gathering the other end. After doing that, this is what I have. I will be attaching it to the top part of this dress like so. I'll be doing the same thing for both the front and the back pieces, and after doing that, this is what I have for the front pieces and this is what I have for the back pieces. I'll be placing them together front side facing each other, joining the shoulders, attaching my sleeve, and my dress is ready. This is what the final look looks like. I hope this video was able to help you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.